Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Really YouTube channel. And today I want to ask you this simple question. Do you like actually living in an urban setup or a rural setup in this part of Africa? So do you like living in cities or you like living in village type kind of life? So today we are going to show you how a typical home in a village looks like, so that at least you can know what goes there, and then you will be able to answer the question whether you love that kind of a place, which is a rural setup, or in a urban setup, because we have people who don't want to associate themselves with the village life, but once they come across how the village is, they find that they love village life so much. So today, really had prepared you for you this, so that at least you can see what happens in the village and what identify itself with the village life. So as you started seeing there, that is a calf which is growing. It looks small because it is about 3 months. Mm. So in a village life, you will find that in every home there is an animal which is being kept, and more so in this part of Africa village, you will find that every home has a cow. Every home has a cow. So if you are in that part and you don't have a cow, then people feel you to be it's being unfortunate, because they believe that a cow must be in an home. That's why you are seeing that calf being there. So if you also look at that flower, do you love that flower? It looks quite beautiful, dark at the center and then red at the side, and the leaf looks very beautiful. How do we call that flower? Please drop the name of that flower in the comment section below. That's another flower. That flower is being called an hibiscus. Actually, that flower is pink in nature. It's an hybrid between red hibiscus and white hibiscus, because as you know, we have different types of hibiscus. So you will find that in African home setup, you will find people have used hibiscus to beautify their home. If you look at the weather there, it looks, it's a bit clouds are coming, but it is very sunny at this moment. It is actually a dry spell, but not very dry, because at this part of the world, we have never experienced a drought, which is quite scorching, which makes even the plants to wither, or which makes every kind of vegetation to dry up. Which kind of a flower is that? I know that's an ornamental tree. How do we call it? Because I know it as a palm tree. It's a palm tree. It looks beautiful, and you will find that in a village setup, they use it to beautify the compound. They plant that at the edges of the compound. If you look at that flower, it looks beautiful. So you will find those kind of flowers in the village setup. They use them to put it across the boundaries, and also they use it to beautify the compound. Also in the village life, you will find that you must have a garden. You cannot live without having a vegetable garden in your home. So that's why you are seeing that garden there. And And in that garden we have sukuma wiki and pulp onions. Those are sukuma wiki and onions. That's onion. That is sukuma wiki. So that's why in an African village life, you will find every home has actually a garden to plant what we call vegetables. If you look at there, we have that. The place looks good, even if it's in a dry season. That is tomatoes. How do we call those tomatoes? Because I really know them as cherry tomatoes. They look very small once they have established. So you can see the scenario is very good. Flowers are everywhere. Those are palm trees. Look at that scenario. It looks beautiful. So in an African setup, a village African setup, you expect to see those kind of what? Those kind of scenario. Hey, this is scorching. That is the sun. Hey, nimbaya. Yeah? But it has never been so scorching until it destroys the plants. Outside here now, people are feeling the hotness, but it has never reached a point where it destroys the plants, destroys the vegetables at this part of what? Of the world. Because at this part of the world, this is Kenya in Africa, and it's in Gusii land, that part of Kenya, which is called Gusii land. The land is evergreen in the villages, because you will find in the villages it has ornamental trees, exotic trees. We also have traditional trees. They have grown everywhere. We also have this. That's an ornamental tree. How do we call that tree? Look at it. That's very good flowers. If also you look at that, those are what we call what? Bananas. And that is in particular is a sweet banana. If you look at it, that's sweet banana. It's only that it has not established itself. That's sweet banana, which is growing up. If you look at that, and you can see other sweet bananas that actually identify with a village life. So in a village life, you will find that people have planted sweet bananas. Also, if you look at that sweet banana, at the edge, you can see something like what we call sugar cane. So those are sugar cane. Those are sweet bananas. Sugar cane, they are growing up. Sugar cane, that is sugar cane, sugar cane, sugar cane, growing up. And you will find in village life, and this part of the world, sugar cane is available nearly in every home. You look at that cane, that sugar cane is nearly ready. You can see that cane. Yeah, you can see. So that identify itself with what? With village life. You'll find that kind of sugarcane in village life. If you look at those are bananas. You look, those are bananas. They are green. Those are bananas. That one is becoming nearly ready to be harvested, so that people can use it. Because at this part of the world, bananas can be used when they are green. You just remove it from the shamba, and then you just use it. You cook it, and sometimes they can be used when they have become ripen. They have become yellow in color. They change when they are ripe. They become yellow in color, and that when they have yellow in color. There are people who cooks them, who boil them, and they heat them, but you can just heat them once they are what? Ribbon, because they are very sweet, very sweet. And that live is actually being identified in village life, and that's why we are asking, do you like being in a village? Do you like to live in a village, or do you like to live in an urban setup, like in cities? But if you go to cities, you cannot see this kind of what? Of life. Because at the cities, you will find what you see is only buildings here and there. People are very busy here and there, and many. So cities are overcrowded. That's why when I was taking that video, it's very rare to come across a person. You look at that, it's quite beautiful. Those are napier grass. Because as you had seen earlier, there was kulikuwa na a calf. So the napier grass, they are used to feed the cows, the animals in the village. So you can see those are napier grass, and also you can see how that environment looks. Hey, it's good. Look at those vegetations. They look nice. That's avocado, which had actually been planted recently. That's an avocado plant, and it's growing up. It was planted recently, but it's doing well. So at this part of Africa, avocados, they do very well. It looks nice. Green. Those are sugarcane. Bananas. Okay. So this is the village life, and that's how we like it. If you are in a village, expect to see that kind of what? Scenario. As you can see, that is cabbage which has been planted. It's cabbage which has been planted, and it's doing well. Even if this time it's quite hot. Those are napier grass which have been planted recently, and they are sprouting out. Napier grass. And because as I've told you that in every African village home, you cannot miss to find an animal. So most of cows, they take napier grass as their what? As their feed. So that's napier grass, as you can see. The scenario is green. That's village life. It identifies itself with that green color. It looks quite beautiful, as you can see it. Very beautiful. So that's the village. Quite beautiful with vegetables. So you can see animals, domesticated animals. You can see the villages with plenty. We have plenty trees, because those trees actually, they are the ones which they use in constructing their homes. They use them as firewood. That's why we have plenty trees in the village, and also because there are plenty, that's why you'll find that the village life is quite refreshing. The environment is very fresh, doesn't smell. because you will find that the air has been beautified by the trees, because we have vegetations are enough in the village life. Look at that scenario. Those bamboos, those balms, they look beautiful. Look at them, they look beautiful. So that's how the village life looks like. Very few people in the village, very few, and that's why you will find that the environment is quite calm, quite calm. So if you see people passing as you are seeing them there, that's a road which is near there. So I will show you how that road looks like, so that at least you can know how the village roads looks like. That is black nightshade. Is it black nightshade? Managu. That's Managu in what? In a traditional language. How do you call Managu in your own language? If you have that veggies in your home, look at that tree, that ornamental tree. It looks beautiful. Village life. That's how it is, guys. I really love this kind of village life, which is quite calm. Yeah? The environment looks so nice. So village life is quite good, because that is the only place you can experience calmness. That is the place you can really see the real nature. You come to interact with nature. That's the place you will find that flowers are plenty. You will find that some flowers have been grown and some flowers have grown naturally. That's how the homestead looks like. So it looks good. Simple lifestyle in an Africa home setup. Look at that red hibiscus. Hey, it's very beautiful. That red hibiscus. I'd shown you earlier a pink hibiscus, but that's red. Look at it, the way it looks. Very beautiful. Look at those flowers. They can be used to beautify the home, as I have said earlier. Also, they can be used as what? As fences. Look at that kitchen garden. It looks good. We have a Managu there. We also have a plant which has been planted by really recently. That plant was planted by really recently, but it is bringing the sprout. It's a fruit actually. So in a village setup, you cannot miss to have a kitchen garden. And that's why in a village life, people have plenty of veggies. So at this part of the world, we also have the electricity available in the village, because you will find most part of the village in Africa, they don't have electricity, but at this part of the world, we have electricity. It's quite available, so we enjoy that electricity also. So that's how a village life looks in this part of Africa called Kenya, and this part called Gusiland. So village life looks like that. It identifies itself with all that. And look at that carpet and that flower on it. It looks It looks good. It's beautiful. That flower, the carpet. So if you see also that the carpet has also reached in the villages, you'll find there are some villages which have started modernizing. So that is the village road. That's how it looks. Many people think that in the village roads are impassable, but you can see at that part, the road is passable. It is only that it's not tarmacked. It is morammed. That's enough moram. That means it can be passed. It's actually impossible. You can also see how the other homestead looks. Calm, very nice. So that's how our village life looks. It's quite good in Africa. So I really love village life because it gives what I always need. It gives an environment which is very calm, welcoming. And you will find food is actually fresh in village life. Food is very fresh. Vegetables, you'll just find them outside your kitchen garden. And that's why I really love village life. And you look at those palm trees. Look at that. That is what? A bamboo. The bamboo looks very nice. The bamboo looks like that. So really it's also trying to landscape the home. It's only that at this time it's a bit hot. That's why I had stopped doing the landscaping, because you'll find some of the plants you plant, they will dry up. So that you can wait until the rain season sets in. So if you look at that, he had planted grass, but that grass, it looks as if it's going to dry. That's why he had also started putting up those kind of flowers. The flowers looks good. So those flowers will be planted at their respective places once it comes to rain. So we can say in short, that's how village life looks like. And do you like village life? Now, since you have gotten a snap of what a typical village life looks in Africa, please drop your comment in the comment section, and please subscribe.